Hey, you folks, Ryan Engle here, and I want to know, is Adam Hawk done talking about this Thanksgiving ham yet? You know, the apricot one? I'm glad he had such a wonderful experience ordering and picking it up from Howie's Market. But let's not pigeonhole Howie's Market as some kind of ham market for Adam. Howie's Market is so much more than one man's gluttony. Howie's Market is the grocer of record for Southern California. Did you see that line wrapped around their building the day before Thanksgiving? The queue was so big they sent the local news down to report on it. And that was an Emmy Award-winning segment if I've ever seen one. Howie's Market is the king of meat, seafood, fine wines, top-shelf spirits, fresh produce, and everything else you could ever need from a market. They are so much more than just ham. And look, mainly, I don't want to hear about the ham anymore because Adam didn't bring any for me to try. And that's just rude, selfish, and borderline criminal. But there's always Christmas. And speaking of Christmas, Howie's Market is standing by to make your Christmas dinner dreams come true. So call 626-286-6767 or visit them in the heart of San Gabriel. And tell them Ryan Engle sent you. Ryan Engle, because Adam Hawk is in a selfish ham coma. Apricot ham, that is. And you love to eat it.
The question of the day. Is this truly, folks, the most wonderful time of the year? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fellowship. My name is Adam Hawk, and somewhere a million miles under the weather, playing very hurt, yet sucking it up, and sitting right across from me is my broadcasting partner, Ryan Engle. Ryan, I'd ask you how you're feeling today.
But you know how I'm feeling today.
I already know how you're feeling today.
Yeah. Can you hear it?
Yeah. Can you hear it in me?
I think I'm worse.
I think you are, but we both sound not great for an audio medium where we will be speaking into microphones for the next 30, 40, perhaps 50 minutes.
Audio medium. You should see the gremlins that are coming out of my respiratory system in the morning.
I'm glad that I am not seeing that. That's disgusting.
It takes me like 15 minutes just to become a Homo sapien again. I'm like a fucking alien for the first half hour that I'm awake.
Well, we're coming off a hell of a week, a hell of a weekend, and a hell of a show. Folks, this is the show after the show, the podcast after the vodcast, the radio after the television, the Monday recap after the Friday extravaganza. If you missed it on Friday night, the fellowship went live on digital TV, and we broadcast a darn near 2-hour show called Black Friday. It's up on YouTube right now. You can see it on demand whenever it fits your schedule. Now, depending on how loyal of a listener and viewer you are to the fellowship, you know that the Black Friday live show traces its roots back to a single cell phone camera and Ryan's garage. Very humble and very raw beginnings, and that is not to take anything away from those shows. People loved them. But once we secured this warehouse down here in San Clemente, and Engle built out a lounge called the Boardroom, which became an incredible television set for our show, the production value of the Black Friday show naturally went up. Way, way, way up. And then you throw in a host, in yours truly, with some broadcasting experience, and the shows that we do today look and sound a lot different than the shows Engle and Big Steve Taylor used to do years ago up the street. The point is this. We've upped our standard. And despite upping our standard, we took a pretty big step back last year. Now, while Engle will contend that that opinion is exclusive to me, it's not. Dozens and dozens of people said we sucked last year.
And dozens said it was hilarious.
But we are not here to relitigate 2023 show. I only lay it out so you have some context for when I say this. This year's show was quite possibly the comeback of the century.
You think so?
considering where we were last year and what we did on Friday, yes, we were light years better. And I'm a very happy camper with how it all came off. Here is the single biggest difference between 2023 and 2024. I actively told people not to watch the replay of 2023, and I'm here to tell people today that what we did on Friday is actually worth your time. I will stand on the show that we did Friday.
Okay.
Bringing a lot to the table today.
Yeah,
huh?
I mean, what are we talking about here? First of all, I just want to say this. I saw traces of the ghost of Black Friday's past, meaning last year. I saw moments where the sound machine was ripping and the look on your face was reverting back to a previous feeling, an experience. And I was like, oh, God, here we go. This isn't a knock towards you. This is more of a nod towards your expertise, your professionalism, your talent in the broadcasting department. You have a hard time picking your spots to speak and not speak over things. And so when there's conversation and sound machines that aren't at the same level as what you're projecting in the background, you're like, stop, go. And then you get frustrated. And then sometimes it gets the best of you. And there were moments where you did it, but you powered through it. And I'll just say this, Christmas show, different animal. Black Friday, it is a shit show. And you went into it with the right mindset. When we talked pre-show, you were like, I'm loosey-goosey, I'm going with the flow, I'm excited, I'm a new man, I'm only one man. And you handled it quite well, but I just want to tell you this. It doesn't matter as much, especially that show, as you think it does, to pick your spots to not speak over a certain thing. A little crossover is okay. It adds to a little bit of a chaotic nuance, so to speak.
I want to have you clarify what you're trying to say. Are you encouraging me?
Just let it rip, especially in that setting. It's not a radio show. It's a live kind of shit show. Imagine if like Anderson Cooper and that idiot that's like the Bravo host on New Year's was just like, we're out here at Times Square and I'm going to wait until everyone's quiet before I start talking. You know, you can't do it.
Can't do it.
The live show thing was different, and I think if you approached the Black Friday show that way and not worried that you're speaking over a sound machine that's decibels lower than you or some stupid conversation in the back, I think that background noise adds to it, makes you chest up your bravado a little more. It just makes for a more thrilling product for the consumer to consume.
Of all the things that you have said in the 2 years that we've been doing shows together, I have never disagreed with anything more than you referring to Andy Cohen as a stupid host.
He is a stupid host.
Andy Cohen is one of the best television personalities out there. This man sits in between Real Housewives and Vanderpump Rules stars, keeps his composure, gets the best questions across, and manages a room of horrible personalities year in and year out and never loses his cool. He is a fantastic host.
That's like telling someone, this guy is the best trash man of all the trash men. He picks up the trash the most. He disposes of the trash at the landfill the best. Come on, dude. Andy Cohen. So go ahead and stick up for him. And again, tell me if I was wrong with my take.
Yeah.
No.
You brought the sound machine as a quote-unquote surprise.
Mm-hmm. Well, I brought Big Steve Taylor. That was my surprise.
The sound machine is a device there to specifically annoy me, and then you guys get what you want, and then you say, well, that shouldn't have happened. That's like pulling a pin on a grenade and being like, I can't believe it went off.
Bro, if you want to continue to stutter, stop, and wait for everyone to be quiet during a live show where we're taking shot skis, be my guest. Just trying to give you some helpful advice to let that shit go, speak a little louder, and just, like you said at the beginning of the show, go with the flow.
Now, I have already said that I enjoyed the show a lot more than last year.
A lot more. but not totally.
Well, do I have some regrets, some annoyances, some grievances? I sure do. But I think my notes are constructive and will help us get even better for our Christmas show coming up later this month.
You're talking about two different things.
Sure, but you can learn from one to get better for the other, even if they're two different things.
Okay.
Can you not learn from the regular season to become better in the postseason?
Not if they're two different sports.
Well, we're the same team.
True, but what are you going to take your shuffleboard technique to the dartboard? I don't think so.
Shall we run down the list?
Of what? Your annoyances and grievances and
grievances.
Whatever.
Yes. All right. Number one, the technical production was not great. It was okay, but it wasn't great. And I'm not here to point fingers at my favorite human being, Nick Smith, who produces the shows, because let's be honest, folks, Nick has the hardest job on these nights. It's a warehouse full of idiots eating on camera, yelling and screaming over each other, crashing into hanging microphones, and getting drunk. So this guy makes chicken salad out of chicken shit every time we go live from the boardroom. But the audio and visual were slightly out of sync on the main camera, meaning that my mouth on camera was not matching the words coming out of everyone's speakers, and that's a pretty frustrating thing to have to watch for 2 hours. And then the other technical issue you and I have discussed is that our sound isn't great in that room. Again, it's a warehouse with hanging microphones and one big shotgun mic for the people at the bar. But I think we should try and address the sound before Christmas.
how?
Lav mics, shotgun mics, anything other than the hanging choir mics? Your thoughts?
Okay.
Okay.
Where are you going to pull that out of? Hopefully Santa fucking brings them early? Fuck you talking about, dude?
Number two.
You going to buy them? I'd love to see that. Hey, mate, got the company card. Got anything constructive, like actual real stuff to talk about here? Everything's been Captain Obvious so far.
I've only given one. Number two, I'm pretty annoyed that we have 21,000 Instagram followers, your entire following on the Tips from the Tips page, and every time we go live, we have right around 100 people watching the show. We put a lot of time and effort into the live shows. We spend money on it. We prep it. Everyone who watches them says that our holiday shows on Black Friday and just before Christmas have become traditional mainstays in their lives. So where's the bigger audience? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm super grateful for anyone who watches. But am I so wrong for wanting more people watching these shows?
Yeah, I don't know. I get your grievances. That's broadcasting, folks.
It's called a callback.
It's a callback of a mistake. Who does that? That's talent right there. I get what you're saying. And, dude, we were talking before we even got on the show, and I know we sound like a bunch of whiny bitches. We keep bringing up the same thing, but we're not the only ones bringing this up. But this fucking algorithm and what these apps are calling for creators to do nowadays, it's just trash. And a brand like ours, we're not willing to go down that road. So, yeah, we're complaining about it. We don't get the reach. We can't reach the people that want to be reached. That's stupid. So there's a big hole in the system, and we're just unfortunately on the wrong side of it. That's it. I'll say this. Of the people that do tune in and the people we do touch, so to speak, they're very active on the chat. They're very appreciative. They respond well. They respond with their wallets. They always send us nice messages, and they're encouraging. Yeah, maybe the overall number is small, but the value of that number is really high. So I do like that, but I get what you're saying. Unfortunately, in today's day and age, you're going to get a wee bit of a percentage of what your total thing is, and our total thing is still small, so it is what it is.
Yeah, and I agree with everything you're saying, that the people that watch, and I made the point when I was setting this up, they love the show. They're active. And they have told us this is now a part of my holiday season. And because I know that the people that watch are active and really like it, I know that if more people watched, they would be active and would like it. I just want it to grow.
Really?
Number three, in terms of annoyances and grievances with the show that I actually really liked, but am always striving to make better. Number three, we don't do a great job involving the live chat throughout the show. And yes, we do a great job with involving them with trivia, but we need to up our efforts in terms of getting their live feedback read during the show.
We need like a sideline reporter that is solely dedicated to the live chat that we go to on a timestamp.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, Vicky, what do you have for us? Hi, guys. Yeah, great stuff here. We've got Ian from Vancouver. He's asking this and that and that. Blah, blah, blah. You know, that's what we need.
You're right.
So that the valued listeners who are staying active feel heard.
That is a great suggestion. And we will look to put that in place for our next show.
It's probably a better suggestion than everything you've had so far.
Number 4. This is no news to anybody. I hate the sound machine.
It's a Black Friday thing only, and it has roots to the beginning where we would do the bow, 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 bow every time an order went up. It's part of Black Friday, and that's it. And you're going to have to learn how to deal with it, big guy.
If the joke is that it is a device to annoy me, then that joke is for one person, and I think the audience suffers because of it. Having to talk over a sound machine makes shaky audio even worse. It strains the audience in their ability to hear what's going on. It makes it harder to do a show. I would kindly ask that the sound machine stays a Black Friday thing only, and that the Mary Swankmas show doesn't have to tolerate it, because there is nothing swanky about a sound machine.
Wow, another Captain Obvious take that is already set in stone. It is only a Black Friday thing. It's never been at the Christmas show. So what the fuck are we talking about?
5th and final grievance. And buckle up here, folks.
Oh, God.
I love our audience and I love our customers, but how many times do Engle and I have to tell the live show audience that when it comes to trivia, the first correct answer that we see on our end is what we are going with for the winner? Now, look, I totally get that it is probably very frustrating to type the correct answer to a question, hit send, see your name on your computer pop up first, and think that you are going to win, and then hear us call someone else out as the winner. I totally get that. But here's the deal. What you're seeing on your screen is not what everyone else is seeing on theirs. I did some reading on this, and more than likely, YouTube will publish your comment instantly on your own screen while it runs your comment through a very quick scanning process where their software is checking your comment for spam, hate speech, lewd words, before it publishes it on other people's screens. So you might see your response on your end instantly in your chat box, but it hasn't even been published on ours because YouTube is still approving it before it will show your comment to the entire audience. Now, I don't want anyone to feel singled out or called out here, because we say this before every live show, and every live show we get at least 5 people sending us screenshots and telling us we're wrong and to check the tape. And this year, exactly 5 people hit us up regarding being first on trivia, but not picked out as the winner. I do want to point this out, and I say this lovingly. We are a small business giving away free product on our free time, doing a free show. And speaking of that show that we're doing live, is it not pretty absurd to text or email or DM the hosts of the live show during the show?
I got it right.
About a personal problem regarding free product that the hosts have already proactively addressed before trivia. As Ryan Engle would say, what are we talking about here, folks?
Really?
That would be like going to a wedding, lining up to catch the bouquet, not getting it for whatever reason, and then going up to the bride on the dance floor, pulling her away, and telling her to take the bouquet from whoever caught it and give it to you. Again, not only do I love every single person in the audience, but I love the people who hit us up with the trivia grievances every year. I really do. You all support us, and we can't thank you enough for that. But next time you have a problem with the chat, take it up with YouTube, who is worth $700 trillion, and not the two guys who are going into their own pocket to give away free stuff on a free show on a Friday night. If you want a shirt that bad, we've been selling them for damn near half off since November 1st.
Yeah. And that shit's going to end.
The sale.
Yeah. All right. Well, you had one good point. That's great. 1 for 5.
Finish strong, as they say.
You're batting in the 8th or 9th spot there.
Well, in today's MLB, I might be batting leadoff.
Yeah, no shit.
200 averages. The shot ski nearly killed me.
Yeah, I didn't realize how gnarly it was until afterwards. We were at the Winterfest at OC Fair on Saturday night, and Seth was like, I didn't realize that the show was such a big deal. I'd have to come by and see that sometime. Did you realize that you took like 5 shots on the shot ski? And I was just like, don't remind me.
Well, you and I open up the show. Bless you.
Thank you.
You and I opened up the show taking a shot between the two of us. The shot ski made 3 different appearances, and then you and I had a drink on the table throughout the entire show, and then you and I had been drinking before the show.
And those shots, those aren't shot glasses. Those are like these tin little like measuring cups that we turned into a shot ski. They're a little bigger than a shot. And those things were brimmed all 3 times.
There's at least a shot and a half, maybe 2 shots in each of those.
Conservatively, a shot and a half in each.
Yeah. And Craig poured brimmers.
That was my weekend.
Yeah, well, we did 1 shot off the shot ski. Great television, good bonding experience, something for the audience to look at. And then our producer, Nick Smith, said, sorry, I didn't get that. I was on a different camera. So we had to redo the shot within 30 seconds of just doing it. And we were live. And then the second one went down. And I gagged as hard as I've ever gagged in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's on video. You can go back and look. Second shot ski. Engle is straining his face. I am gagging, and I almost want to throw up just talking about it.
Yeah.
So bad. I'm just proud of myself for gagging and not yakking, because I was very, very, very close to throwing up all over the place, which I think would have ended the show right then and there, don't you?
Yeah. Yes, it would have.
We had pizza delivery to the set, which was amazing for us, and on replay, horrible for the audience.
Yeah. I don't take it back because we needed it.
Oh, we absolutely needed it. We're probably dying without it, but watching 8 people scarf pizza and talk with their mouths full.
Classic. It's Black Friday, dude.
Yep, you're right. Matt Gillis and Lars Lewis and Tony Bacardi, all 3 of them were excellent guests on Friday. We thank them for their time. And then Craig Dunlap and Steve Taylor, I have to say, they just have a knack for these types of things. Effortlessly talented those 2 people are. And I would like Craig to wear one of your dog's electric shock collars next time he's on, and I'll hold the remote.
Okay.
And I think that would be a wonderful way to put me more at ease while he's on the show.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Good luck with that.
All right. Now, I texted Gillis the next day, and I thanked him so much for doing the show, and he was very appreciative of being on the program and said to me he didn't remember much, and he was a little fuzzy at the gym that morning. And I just love that the very next day, Gillis is throwing around the iron in the gym.
No, he wasn't. Gillis goes to spin, and he sits in the back. And I'll let you guys figure out why he does that.
Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah. Gillis is a big spin guy. He likes to get that cardio and just kind of go, really?
Really? I don't want to go too inside baseball here, but I'll pull the curtain back a bit and break the kayfabe. And if you don't know what the term inside baseball is or what the word kayfabe means, look them up because they are perfect for what I'm about to do here. As a producer with 15 years in radio, I am always looking for content, always looking for a bit, always looking for entertainment, and always in service of the audience, because you are not a show without an audience. Last year, I did a horrible job of preparing the Black Friday show. I didn't have much content, and we ended up just flapping in the wind, doing a pretty boring show that turned unwatchable when the sound machine and Adam is a chode chants filled all the dead air. So I took it upon myself to have much more in the toolbox this year. We went from 6 trivia questions to 9. By the way, that's going to be fun to fulfill today. I prepared stories about Jordan Dixon's HOA and Howie's Market and a Walmart employee winning $1 million on the job. And you, Ryan, were ready with a Kelly Slater story, and you, Ryan, booked a surprised guest. I had Lars prepare 3 bits. We were loaded, and it showed. One of the bits I thought of and helped prepare and write was you and my wife, Mina. My wife, Mina, was on the show. You two coming up with separate top 5 lists of things that annoyed you about me. And the premise was multifaceted. It's a play on the old match game where 2 people try to guess what the other person is going to say and see how many they have in common. It creates an instant bond between you and Mina to the audience. It plays on the running gag that my wife is always annoyed with me, and that's a gag we've played out on this podcast for a long time. It validates that you and her know me better than any 2 people at this point in my life and that you pick up on the same annoyances. And it makes me the butt of the joke for the audience in the classic gags on the host twist. I mean, this is simple bit writing 101.
But
So you and Mina pull out your list, which I set you up on the air to pull out, and you start trading annoyances back and forth, and it's going exactly how it is supposed to go. But then I read the live chat replay yesterday, and I was shocked. Downright shocked at how many people thought I wasn't in on this and that I was being blindsided and attacked. Here are some of the comments that came in live while you and Mina were doing your lists. Is this a public shaming of Hawk? Is Adam going to hang himself after this? Adam is a glutton for punishment. This is turning into the roast of Adam Hawk. Is this an intervention? One of these 2 list readers better finish with an I love you to Adam. Poor guy. Man, I feel attacked for Adam. Holy crap, we are in marriage counseling. Hawk is about to get blackout drunk. This is awful. I honestly don't know how Hawk didn't get drunk before this started. Adam is screaming inside. Is this supposed to be a feel-good segment? This is emotional damage. Mina, check your closet in the morning. You might find Adam hanging in there.
most of those were funny.
It's not that they're not funny. My reason for bringing them up is this. And look, there's nothing worse than a pro wrestler having to tell someone that what they're doing is scripted. But guys, this bit was scripted. It was my idea. My best friend didn't conspire with my loving wife of 10 years to write a list about things they hated about me to blindside me on a live show. And
it was scripted in the fact that you asked us to do it, but you didn't know what we were going to say.
Right. But it's a prepared bit.
I'll say this. For everyone so fucking upset, I stand by everything I said.
Good. As you should.
You are the worst. Driver, Parker, what else did I say? All of it was true. Still love you. Great guy.
Now, if it came off that I was being blindsided and attacked and on the hot seat, that's kind of awesome. That's the height of well-done satire, and that's what I aspire to. This was the exact character I played on the Jim Rome show for 5 years. The orchestrator of someone else's punchlines against me. I guess I just feel compelled to pull the curtain back on this bit we did Friday because I'm a little uncomfortable that people think my wife and best friend and business partner might actually hate me and that they're so conniving that they thought this up behind my back with the intention of hurting me on the air in front of other people. I mean, folks, wasn't it a dead giveaway that the second after they finished their list, I said on the show, if only there was someone in this room who had a top 5 list of things they loved about me. As soon as I said that, Lars sat down with a handwritten list of exactly what I was asking for. Maybe Lars had the perfect list at the perfect time because I asked him to prepare it after I asked Mina and Engle to prepare the opposite list.
Did you see Lars wore golf shoes to the SC Notre Dame football game? He wore golf shoes to a football game. And he wore golf shoes to our show. You got to stop. It was all funny before. Guys sending us fucking DMs about you and the shitter with golf shoes on, listening to soccer games and shit. That's all funny. Showing up. Well, I'm on my way to the course, Ryan. Yeah, we get it, but enough is enough, dude. You can't be wearing golf shoes everywhere in the evening time to sporting events. You just can't do it.
Can't do it.
Go buy yourself some fucking shoes, Lars. Please. I'm doing this for you.
Take it a step further and buy him the shoes yourself.
I might. Maybe for Christmas. No one in this world is going to ever take you serious if you wear golf shoes everywhere you go. Nobody will. So you got to stop. And that is my gift to you. Okay.
Lars, I love you. Anyway, that bit was not marriage counseling or a blindside or a reason to get drunk and hang myself. It was a bit prepared by the guy who was on the ass end of it, and I loved it until I saw that it actually fooled a lot of people instead of making them laugh.
Okay.
All right. You're on fire today.
Thank you. Thank you very little.
Yesterday around 2 p.m., I had my final bite of apricot glazed ham,
Yeah, okay.
a meal that I have eaten,
3.5 days in a row.
totaling up to 12 different times. I had ham 3 meals a day for 4 days in a row.
Wow.
And I don't regret any of it. It was great. Are you still working on leftovers?
Fuck no.
They're gone?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of sad when it's gone.
No, it's not. Leftovers are cool for Thanksgiving the next day in sandwich form. That's the totally acceptable one. Plating up a redo of Thanksgiving over and over again using a microwave, that's like wearing golf shoes to an SC football game. Really?
Maybe it was different for me because the ham was going straight into a skillet.
That works.
Yeah.
But heating up stuffing and mashed potatoes and green bean casserole, I'm here to tell you too, folks. I used to think green bean casserole was good, A, and B, had its place in all of this. I think it needs to go away.
I think you need to go away.
I think green bean casserole is the single most budget side in Thanksgiving history. And I'll tell you why. It is the most unfresh, unreal, all packaged. You take a canned mushroom soup that was made in a factory. You take canned green beans that was cooked and canned and sat in water in a factory. You take fried onions that were made in a factory that's all packaged, and you just mix it together and fucking bake it. Give me a break. That is the worst side. Well, I'll make the green bean casserole, and it's like, okay, cool. Way to get 4 cans of shit and bake it with a little sprinkle of pre-manufactured onions on top. It has to go. And so this year, and from here on out, I'm letting you and the listeners know that this guy with 2 thumbs right here, never touching green bean casserole again unless it's fucking homemade. And when was the last time you had homemade green bean casserole? Because I'll tell you this, the next time you do will be the first.
I love green bean casserole, and it is the dish that I make every year.
You look like a green bean casserole guy. I'm sure the SCGA had a Thanksgiving party, and it's like, okay, check the list. Who's going to bring what? It's like, I got the green bean casserole. Just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Ding. Budget. You know I'm right. Is it not the easiest, most packaged thing of the whole ensemble?
Yes, and it still tastes great.
That's fine. You can still like it. I'm not saying it doesn't taste good. What I'm saying is of all the stuff that's going on, it's the dumbest one. Green bean casserole sucks!
Fucking thing sucks!
In a couple of years, when your daughter wants to join you in the kitchen to help out because it's fun, green bean casserole is the greatest dish to start with for your kids helping you out. It's
And
foolproof.
there is the final nail in the coffin of my argument.
You know what take is getting a lot of run these days because people heard it once and then they think it's the most eye-opening, profound thing ever because it's worded kind of well. People love saying now, if Thanksgiving food was so good, we'd eat it more than once a year.
Well, I think that's what makes it good.
Thank you.
And I think that's a dumb argument. I think
yes.
The reason why everyone's excited for Thanksgiving, and Katie Kai's dad was saying it that night, he's like, oh, man, this is a once-a-year thing.
Yep.
This is what Thanksgiving is. You know how there's like that one restaurant that sells that one like cast iron cookie with a scoop of ice cream, and if you go to this restaurant, no matter how full you are, you got to get that one dessert. It's what they're famous for. We all share it. You have to get it. But you're not like, hey, next week, should we come and get it again? Or, hey, should we make this at home? It's not part of your fucking diet. It's just a once-in-a-while deal, and that's what Thanksgiving is. The meal is that good, but it's also like super gluttonous, over the top, your body weight in butter. Every dish has fucking butter in it, which, shout out to butter.
Back to the original point is to say that something can't be good if we only do it once a year is the most ridiculous thing in the world. So should we have Christmas every day, or does Christmas suck because we only do it once a year? There's a movie I watch once a year called Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Is it a crappy movie because I wait till Thanksgiving to watch it? What a horrible argument. And I'm done with it because everyone knows that Thanksgiving is a great, great meal. And what makes it special is the fact that you're only doing it once a year.
Remember Ruby's?
The diner?
Yeah.
What's to remember? It still
Well,
exists.
a lot of them are closing. I don't know if you've noticed that.
No, I don't drive around going, where'd Ruby's go?
Well, the Ruby's at Mission Viejo Mall closed. The Ruby's on the end of the pier went down. The Ruby's in San Juan Capistrano left. Ruby's, they're dropping like flies right now. They used to have this sandwich. It was a turkey sandwich on a soft roll, and it had like turkey, stuffing, gravy, and a little cranberry sauce. And every now and then I would get it because I'd be like, damn, yeah. So, yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
It's not a, if this was so good, we'd eat it all the time. It's just like, you just can't cook, so you wouldn't make it all the time.
Well said.
Bad take.
At the top, I asked the question, is this truly the most wonderful time of the year? And the reason I wrote that question out last night when I was writing the podcast out is it was Sunday night. We're coming off of the Thanksgiving break. You and I are both a little beat up. And I looked at my calendar for December as the page turned. And I thought to myself, boy, I just got out of the woods. We're finishing the Black Friday sale. We did the Black Friday show. I got some big projects done at the SCGA. Oh my gosh, none of what I have to do between now and the end of the year is remotely close to being finished. December is crazier than November. Now, on one hand, I love the season. I love the music. I love the decor. I love the feeling that you get this time of year. On the other hand, it is nonstop go, 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 nonstop spend money, nonstop obligations, nonstop work, especially in e-commerce. And now we've got a bunch of stuff between us and the end of the year here at Nation, and that's just Nation. And I looked at the calendar, and my kids are getting out of school for the rest of the year in 2 weeks. And God love them, and I do. They present obstacles in getting things done when they're at the house all day. So is this truly, as Andy Williams said in his song, the most wonderful time of the year?
I think so. It's easy to check every negative box.
I'm not checking.
You just did.
I'm comparing.
You're checking every negative box because the positive boxes are magical.
Yes.
So the pros are way more magical than the cons.
That's the question.
Did everything you say, was it true? Yes. But you didn't mention any of the good stuff.
I started by saying I love the season, I love the music, I love the time of year. I literally started by saying what I liked about it.
For me, this is where it all wraps up like a present.
Wow.
Put a bow on it, right? When you're at the Christmas service at church and you're basically reminded for the real stuff. You go home, you're with the family, you're finally not thinking about work and presents and all that stuff. All that craze and rush finally comes to a halt. And from that point, celebrating from Christmas Eve to Christmas Day and then leading up to New Year's, there's just this weird, long, slow buffer of a week right there is what it seems like. That's the honey hole. So it's all leading up to that. And is it all crazy? Yes. Could you go down the rabbit hole and convince yourself that all the negatives outweigh the positives? You could. But when you get to the finish line, you go, oh. And it's really just the ultimate start to the new year. I think that's what's so magical about it for me.
I think if you were to strip the materialism out of Christmas, it would be the greatest 30 days ever.
Well, yeah, you're a cheapskate.
That's not why.
It could be.
No.
Maybe.
Maybe.
What are you getting me?
I don't know.
What are you getting your wife?
I don't know.
Haven't gotten it yet, have you? Are you going to wait till before or after December 20th to get her present?
You're proving my point on why I don't absolutely love this season, because you have now introduced societal pressure to participate in the materialism of it.
To show your wife at the end of the year how thoughtful you are and how thankful you are for all the heavy lifting she does for you is materialistic. This is the end of the year, bud. It's time to do something nice. Get outside yourself and give. You know, like Jesus did.
It's his birthday, not hers.
But he showed us the way.
He did not show us the way to the mall.
Well, the mall might be where she wants something.
I'm not saying I'm not getting my wife a gift. I am. But I am saying
Do you
that...
know what you're going to get her?
Yes.
What is it?
Oh, yeah. I'll just say it right now, you stupid idiot.
Did you call me a stupid idiot? Those are two words you don't hear together often. You stupid idiot.
I would tell people who authored that phrase, but it would only further the bit that they did not understand on Friday. All right.
Stupid idiot. That's hilarious. Stupid idiot. I love it.
That's what my wife has called me for 10 years.
No way.
I've never
Stupid idiot.
I've never heard
Oh
those
my God.
two words put together because they're so redundant.
We need a Mina stupid idiot.
Drop.
We need it.
When she first called me that back in 2010, I was
Stupid idiot.
blown away. And
Stupid idiot.
there's no reason those two words should be together.
I love it. Stupid idiot. That's good stuff.
My tree is up. Is yours?
Yep, we went and purchased a tree right down the street yesterday at good old Lowe's. They had a Black Friday tree sale. Got a 7-foot Noble for $54 after discount. What a deal. Got it up, put the lights on the house yesterday. Feeling way under the weather, by the way, doing all that stuff. Yeah, the Christmas spirit.
Great. Glad to hear it. Speaking of Christmas, we went to Target to knock out some early shopping, and when we pulled up, my wife went to the back of the car, pulled out some reusable shopping bags, and they were Target reusable shopping bags as we were heading into Target. And I remarked to her, this is pathetic. You're like the person wearing the band T-shirt to the band's concert. This is your stadium, and this is your team. You have team apparel on going into the stadium. You're bringing a Target shopping bag into Target?
I love that take. That's hilarious. I'll say this. I know we've touched on Target a number of times. Target, I realize now, I understand the psyop of how people are stuck in the trance of what Target is. It's more than a store. It's a psychological movement. And they have these women in this trance. And I love women.
And I love women.
So I understand how and why they are wearing Target band T-shirts to the stadium. Also true is once you see through it, you can't unsee it. And then you start seeing it, just like you pointed out, that which was a cheeky, funny joke. But what you're really saying is, honey, these guys have you by the balls and you don't even know it. Then when you see that,
I would have phrased it differently.
I get that, by the ovaries. Then when you see that, now you walk through it and you do the hot lap where you go around the whole thing to each section. Now you start looking at each display, the offering, the quality of the goods, the way they're presented, the lack of help from the people who work there. You start going, oh my God, this whole place is the green bean casserole of retail big shops. It really is. It's so budget. It's canned foods at boutique pricing. Do yourself a favor. Bring those Target bags right down the hill. Save about a Nobel Christmas tree worth of money and give old Sam Walton a visit, because the five and dime historic company that Walmart has become is well worth it. Put Target away.
Some very quick notes on our way out. Now that we are officially into the Christmas season, it is that time of year again, folks, for you to navigate yourself over to Spotify and find the Merry Swankmas playlist, hand-curated by Ryan and myself.
Ryan Engle!
The best Christmas playlist ever. Now, when I put this playlist together with Ryan, we decided to make it more secular because our listeners are of different beliefs. And so there are two types of Christmas music. There's the secular music, like Jingle Bells and Frosty the Snowman. And then there's the religious music and the hymns that celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. The songs referencing Jesus are not on this playlist so that it fits into everybody's Bluetooth speaker. That being said, I woke up yesterday and before heading to church, I said, boy, I sure would like to listen to the reason for the season. So Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby, Elvis Presley, Ella Fitzgerald, they have all recorded songs that are Christmas hymns about Jesus. And I made my own playlist on my own personal Spotify called Swanky Christmas Songs About Jesus. Now, if you would like the link to that playlist, just DM me and I'll send it to you. We're not going to put it out through Nation. You can DM us and I will send you that link. It is a wonderful playlist if you are a believer.
I didn't realize that, and you never told me until now, that you did that to that playlist. And I think that's disgraceful.
Really?
Yeah. I think that there should be Christmas songs on a Christmas playlist. Either that, or you got to change the name, because Swankmas is a play on word, inferring that it's a Christmas playlist.
Well, it took the word Christ out of Christmas, did it not?
Yeah, good on you. Still has the mass.
Listen,
so we know what we're talking about.
We're in business here. You and I are believers, but not everybody is, and so you make a playlist that they can put on in any situation and feel good about it. You're going to use the Lord's name in vain while backing
We're
up the Lord?
bringing back Christmas. We're saying Merry Christmas, and I love Christmas.
You're arguing about two separate things.
Oh, shut up. I'm adding to that playlist today, dude.
You wouldn't know how.
Yes, I can figure it out. YouTube.
Not even close, but good try.
No, I'll watch a YouTube on how to use Spotify.
Yes.
Right.
Every time you want to go to YouTube to watch a tutorial video, you get so frustrated that an ad plays that you just give up before you even get past the ad.
Really?
Really? Yes, really. That is going to do it for us. Thank you so much for listening. Appreciate you tolerating the self-indulgence of us recapping a show we did on Friday, and for weathering the horrible sound of both of our voices today. We are excited to celebrate the season with you. We will do our best to keep putting these episodes out each Monday during the busy, busy time of the year.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
With that said, we'll talk to you next week.